kind of stuff. Now, they're telling you, hey, they're very slick with language. They're very slick with language. They're slick with language. They'll tell you they're fighting censorship. They'll tell you they're fighting censorship. They'll tell you they want to unite the community. They'll tell you that they are against division. But you know what? You know what it boils down to? Strip away all of that. What it boils down to is this. People like you and me believe this stuff does not belong with children. And they love it. They want this to be with the kids. Does that make any sense? Hey, let me tell you something. I don't know what their obsession with all of this stuff comes from. Lord only knows the psychosis in their head. Allahu Alam. I don't know. But I'm a manager for a global company, and I've interviewed dozens and dozens of people. You know one question I've never asked anybody? What do you like to do in the bedroom?
Does lust affect leaders?
The question I ask every single applicant. I ask them, why should I hire you over somebody else? And I ask them, tell me a problem that you encountered at your job and how did you solve it? Shouldn't we get back to the basics of education? Let's teach our children how to read and write. Let's teach them how to think. Let's teach them how to have integrity, honesty, hard work. And now if these people want to have this for their children, fine. Buy the books and teach it to them. Do your thing. Do your thing at your house. We got no problem with that. Just leave our kids out of it. Now, I want to tell you one thing. They call us religious extremists, religious bigots, and every name under the sun. And yet at the same time, they're the ones who are forcing their beliefs on us. Absolutely. This is not even a religious, as I said before, it's common sense. It's our God-given intellect. Now, I want to ask you a question. This kind of stuff that you see here, does it need somebody with a college education to know that this is wrong? Do you say that again? No. And I'm going to say, hell no. Hell no. You don't need a PhD student to know that this is not appropriate for our children. Now, let me say this. Right now, Dearborn is in the middle of a great awakening. And it's long due and it's about time. A month ago, we had one Stephanie Butler, okay? Today, mashallah, I see there's hundreds of Stephanie Butlers. And tomorrow, inshallah, we'll have thousands. We're not going to be silenced anymore. We're not going to be intimidated. And together, united, we will make a difference. Thank you, and God bless you.
Yeah. We're good? Okay. Yeah. Concerned parents, concerned Dearborn residents, concerned teachers and faculty, concerned students, concerned media, concerned elected city officials. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for joining us today in such a critical time. We are in a state of crisis. Our efforts to protect our children from indoctrination and hypersexualization by a politically fueled woke movement are under attack. Do you know our district is one of the lowest performing districts in the state? We have people in positions of power, teachers and administrators, more focused on a woke ideology rather than making sure our children are taught the basics of reading, writing, math, and science. The question is, are our priorities in the right place? No matter what side you're on, we have to wonder what our priorities are. What value does adding these books and concepts to our libraries or curriculum add to the education of our children? What competitive advantage are we equipping our children in the global stage? I'm a product of Dearborn Public Schools. And I can say my education was not compromised because these concepts didn't exist, and it didn't compromise my development as an adult in the real world. I don't feel like I was deprived or shortchanged by not having access to this inappropriate information. Again, this is not about banning books. This is not about banning books. This is about appropriateness of presenting such material, disgusting material. No other subject is presented this way. Imagine we presented math with the following example, and I apologize for this example, but it needs to be exemplified this way. Sally cuts grass for 8 hours and makes $100. How much did Sally make per hour cutting grass? Or we can say, Sally sold her body for sex for 8 hours and made $100. How much did Sally make per hour selling her body for sex? Is this how we teach math? Is this appropriate? The obvious answer is, it's not appropriate. When the media has higher moral standards than our schools by blurring out explicit images from the books in question, we have a problem. Lastly, to the school board, parents are fired up and angry. Listen to them. Your silence doesn't go unnoticed, and it's defeating to your constituents. This isn't an outlier fanatic group of parents questioning these obscene books in order to shield their kids from anything. This is a concerned group of parents taking a stand for their children's moral well-being based on what common sense deems appropriately belongs in our schools. They're looking to you, the school board, whom they've entrusted their children with for support. Why the dismissal and lack of consideration for your parents, for our parents? Their voice is your guide. Be transparent, be accountable, and be truthful. The future of our children, the future of our children, and successful growth to our community depends on it. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Just want to let you guys know before I get into this that I'm not a public speaker. We got it. Public speaking is not one of my strengths, but I have to do this for the children. So yes, I am a little nervous up here. So guys, please bear with me. I never thought. I never thought that if I ever spoke in a public setting that this is what it would be about. But when it comes to my children, This is the sword that I'm willing to fall on. Now that we got that out the way, let me give a little brief background about myself. My name is Ahmed Riyashi. I'm a fifth-generation American. I was born and raised in Dearborn, and I'm a product of the Dearborn public school system. And so are my children. I'm currently enrolled at Henry Ford College. Letting you guys know I'm not a politician. I'm not trying to run for office. I am not here to seek approval or be liked. I am a father of 4, and it is because of them that I'm here today, speaking out against exposing our kids to sexually explicit books that are not age appropriate. The books we, the community, and parents are concerned about are not those which speak about diversity. The books in question are graphic books teaching kids about how to have intercourse and how to get on adult dating sites. Some go as far as to include real child trafficking websites in Ukraine. I don't understand how, as parents, we aren't concerned about these things. I don't understand how these specific books are even up for debate in our school libraries. Not public libraries, but school libraries. Why are so many people, I want to know why so many people are adamant about our kids learning about stuff that is so explicit that the news had to blur it out. Do you guys understand that? The depictions were so graphic that the news media blurred it out. And I'm going to read something about, according to tobaccofreekids.org, nicotine is addictive, and adolescents and young adults are more susceptible to its effects because their brains are still developing. Delaying the age when young people first experiment with or using tobacco can reduce the risk that they will become addicted smokers. We raised the smoking age to 21 because kids under this age can't decide for themselves the harm that tobacco causes their bodies, according to the government. We also say the same thing as to why teens under 18 can't vote, because they are not mentally ready to make decisions and are easily swayed. But those same brains can decide if they are ready to be exposed to sexually explicit content? Which one is it? Because it can't be both. And this is where I ask for someone from the opposition, please make it make sense. We are accused. We are accused of being extremists, trying to censor books. But at the end of the day, only about 100,000 books or so are accessible in the school system. Who decided that those books were the right ones and censored the other million books in circulation? Some people will try to convince us that the kids have access to all of this at home via the internet. I have 2 things to say about that. First, I know that doesn't happen in my house because I have apps that restrict sites and notify us of what the kids are doing, and I heard a lot of parents do that also. The second issue I have is, just because kids might have access to it at home, does that make it okay for it to be accessible at school? It's a place where we should feel our kids are safe and far away from anything that could harm them. All we are asking for is books to be age appropriate. It truly is frustrating to see people making it about sides when it comes to our children, because by doing this, we are doing them a great disservice. Instead of building up families, people are trying to separate them by building a divide between the children and their parents. Why are we automatically categorized and demonized for trying to do what's best for our children? We are the parents, not the schools. We can raise our children and teach them what we think is appropriate. The school should only be worried about academics. As you all can see, we are local Dearborn residents, just so we don't get confused with any outside groups. As we stated all along, this is a nonpartisan issue. It's about protecting our kids. We need to come together as a community and focus on what this is really about. The children alone. That's all this is about. Not the left, not the right, nothing but the children. So with that, I just want to thank everyone for coming out, and hopefully moving forward, we won't have to deal with stuff like this when we unite as a community. With that said, let me introduce a champion of ours, a mother who helped expose all of this, a person who fought tirelessly to protect all of our children, even though she gets attacked day in and day out. This is the lady of the hour, Stephanie Butler.
Hello, everyone. I can say this, that this morning I woke up a little nervous, and then I remembered that God is watching out. God is here to protect us, and I can say my heart is now full, seeing the community come together in the name of protecting our children. So I started this journey a while ago, and what happened to me was I would see parents go on social media and maybe they had a complaint. And then I started noticing teachers that were not very private about the fact that they were teachers coming on, calling our parents, the parents of this community, the parents of these children, religious extremists, MAGA, you're gonna have to move that because it's MAGA, Nazis, book banners, all sorts of things. And that's when I said, you know what? I don't know what's going on here. You're all right. Okay, so it made me start and go and question, why are these teachers, why do they feel so emboldened that they can talk to parents of community school children in the manner in which they were? How emboldened were they to come out against us? These are our children that we have every right and duty to protect, and we will protect our children at any cost. Any cost. Sexualizing children is not normal, regardless of what anybody tries to convince you of. Anybody. It is not normal. Matter of fact, what it is to teach them how to be groomed, right? So that we can normalize sex with children. And we, the people of Dearborn, will never stand for such a thing. Ever stand for such a thing. So when I address my concerns at the school board, this isn't something that's new. I've been speaking at the school board every single meeting for a year.
Yes!
I have been ignored. I have been labeled. They tried to cancel me. They tried to take the food right out of my children's mouths because I spoke up for all of our children. I was ignored. Parents were ignored. I didn't have any other way. People say, you know, I got a call from the district. Why did you have to make that video, Stephanie? And I said, I stood here every month for a year. I have 3 minutes to talk. People are not understanding what I'm trying to bring to them. I made a decision to make that video and to let the parents of this community know what was taking place in our schools. They're giving our kids surveys. They're mining information and collecting data on our children to give to the government. When did schools stop teaching and start collecting information about our children's sexual orientation, their sexual identity, all of this stuff? Like, it made no sense to me. So then it took me down a rabbit hole, right? This is national, but all we can control is what happens here in Dearborn. Hopefully with the state of Michigan pushing this pornography on our children. Videos coming out from the Michigan Department of Education telling parents, telling teachers, don't tell the parents if the child is confused. Don't tell the parents even if the child is suicidal. You don't tell them that they are confused. So even when a child's life is at stake, they wanted to keep the parents in the dark, and I said enough's enough, enough's enough. When I had to go start looking at the schools, what I found was a very hostile environment towards parents. I found everything hidden. I couldn't get access to my children's curriculum. I didn't know what they were learning. And when I finally figured out how to break the system, I was shocked and appalled that in media class, where you're supposed to learn how to type and learn how to send emails, my child was taking quizzes about her love languages in school. What the hell does love languages have to do with computer typing? Yes. I mean, it's common sense. It's common sense.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Chad, enough is enough. You've had it. Enough is enough.
Hey, let's not think about anything.
So when I started getting into the system, then I would see news articles about this book, and I said, there's no way we have these books in Dearborn. There's no way we have these books in Dearborn. And to my utter shock, I found these books, okay? We're not talking about teen romance novels here. We are talking about manuals that me as an adult, a married woman with 4 children, I did not know some of these sexual terms that they are pushing in front of our children. So I went and I took a stand, and I was, you know, I just want to point something out here. There were some folks in here from this protest at the rally earlier. They didn't disrespect anybody. They didn't pull any sirens out. They didn't hold any banners out. They stood there peacefully and quietly and let the people speak. Because they want to say that they're the tolerant ones, right? They're showing you right now who the tolerant ones are. These people want to sexualize our kids. These pedophiles want to have sex with children. And I'll be damned if the community in Dearborn are going to allow anybody to harm our children. We have so many issues in school. We don't need another issue on top of it, which is sex books. We don't need that. We have other issues to deal with. I want answers from the administration on how the library process works. And anybody that slaps an award on a sex book like this, that's how they pass it off in the library. They're given these false awards to make this material appropriate for children in schools. And I don't think we will stand for it in Dearborn any longer. Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! So I say this to you, parents. I hope that the school, I hope that the city elected officials, I hope those at the state level are held accountable by the people of Dearborn so we can get this filth out of our schools. We can't have Bibles, we can't have Qurans, but we can have smut. And the people are here to speak out, and I want those elected officials to remember just that they are elected officials to represent us. You don't get to cut the parents out of children's education. You don't get to stand at a board meeting and tell parents that they should not have any say in their child's education. I do have forms for opt-out. You gotta opt. Unfortunately, in today's society, now that the people are awakened, you have to stand with us. You have to fight. You have to opt your kids out of everything that has anything to do with surveys, sex ed, library books. Isn't it a shame we have to worry about such things when we have things to worry about? Feeding our kids, putting clothes on their back, going to work. Two parents have to work. We don't all get the luxury of choosing private school or homeschooling our children. Public education is paid for by the people. Enough is enough!
I just want to thank everybody for coming out. My name is Hassan Shami. I'm nothing but a concerned parent in Dearborn, Michigan. Guys, we want to make something clear, okay? We want to leave the politics out of this. If you're on Facebook, all you see is fear-mongering political rhetoric that this is book banning, censorship, homophobic. All it is protecting our children. We as concerned parents in Dearborn are not tied to the left, to the right when it comes to this issue. And we're not going to be used as pawns for any organization for their own agenda. We're here to protect our children. Do not fall for the political rhetoric on Facebook, on Instagram. Do not fall for the trap, because that's what they want. They're trying to smear us. They're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to say this is homophobic. Listen, there's a book that was banned. It was called This Book is Gay. And I tell you, if the book was called This Book is Straight, we're still gonna go after it. Because it's teaching kids how to go online and have sexual intercourse with others on the internet. This is wrong. You do not expose kids to sexually explicit material. There's a poster right here to my right. There's a poster right here to my right that I had them cover up. I, as an adult, a 33-year-old adult, told them cover it up because I'm embarrassed to look at this. You think I want a 13-year-old to look at it? This is ridiculous. Any semi-decent human being, homosexual or heterosexual, knows when they look in the mirror that kids should not be exposed to this. Stop trying to control the rhetoric. Stop trying to make it as you guys are the victims, because this has nothing to do with it. We as parents who are raising our children are responsible for our children. Our schools will not indoctrinate our children. The progressive dogma from the top down that has public schools in a chokehold will not indoctrinate our children. People tell me, Haas, don't go up and speak. They're gonna protest your businesses. You're gonna get fired from your job. I got 3 children. My purpose in this world is to protect my kids, and that's all I will do. And nobody will stop us. For everyone that came here, we expect to see you guys. And for every person, bring 5 more with you on October 10th to the school board meeting. October 10th, we want the street filled. We want the park filled. We want the building filled. But listen, we are not here to work against the school board. We're not here to antagonize the school board. We're here to work with the school board, because the school board are trustees that asked us to trust them with our kids. So they will listen to us, because we elected them into office. And they will always listen to us. There should be hundreds more here, thousands more. Everybody had fun on WhatsApp and Facebook. Everybody was going back and forth and debating. Where are they now? Where are they now? Do you guys not have kids? You rely on a small army to take care of the issues? Until we mobilize and we get off our asses and we prioritize our kids, there will not be change. So we need everyone here. You get into your group chats, you talk to your friends, your family members, your aunts, your uncles, and you say you have a responsibility as a human to stand up for the children in Dearborn. Thank you very much. And guys, you know what? One more thing. To the handful of clerics and sheikhs that showed up right here, we want to thank them for coming out. We want to thank them for coming out and supporting us. And for Masjid al-Huda, you made an announcement at Friday prayer. Thank you very much. And you know what? I do want to say one thing to the Yemeni community who always shows up. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you everyone for coming. Again, we want to reiterate, it's going to take every single one of us in this fight. We cannot do this without you. We cannot accept this as normal in the name of equity and equality. To sexualize our children, it's just a talking point. It's a talking point, and it is an old talking point. And if you repeat something long enough, then people start to think it becomes true. And to the biased media who says that parents don't have a right, and it's all about this attack on the left. It has nothing to do with it. It's about the people and their morals and their obligation to God and our children. Thank you for coming out. If anyone wants an opt-out form, we do have some printed if you guys want, and if not, we'll bring some more to the board meeting. Opt your children out of everything until you are assured and proven without a doubt that this material is no longer made available to our kids. Children as elementary school. Ahmed and I actually found a new system the other day that we didn't know about. And you can type in a lot of things in there, and a lot of things come up for 5, 6, 7-year-olds, and it would burn your eyes to read.
Just want to let all the elected officials know, this is us putting you guys on notice. We voted you guys in, we could vote you guys out. Stand with the parents or move aside.
Right. There you go. Exactly.
Thank you guys, everybody, for coming. Assalamu alaikum.
Good job, guys. Good job.
If people slow down for a minute and put some outrage to the side about something that isn't fine, is that this is nothing to do with
Make a copy for your friends. I'm giving you one, but make a copy for your friends.
October 10th.
Make a copy for your friends.
Come over here. October 10th.
Can you take these out? Oh, the next board meeting? What time? Where's the mic? Where's the mic? 7. The next board meeting, where it is.
Test. So everyone is asking when the next school board meeting is. It's October 10 at 7 p.m. October 10, 7 p.m. We'll make sure it'll go in all the WhatsApp group chats so you guys can show up and express your concerns. Thanks a lot.
We're gonna spread in the group chat.
Yeah.
What did I ask her? But if so, then somebody said to me, so you're going to try to set up a website to make it more accessible to parents. But this is all in the last couple of days.
Everyone is asking about the opt-out forms. The opt-out forms will be at the school board meeting. We will have more copies for all the parents. Thank you.
Mike, yes, make sure to read that one more time so they can all hear it.
Again, all the opt-out papers will be at the next school board meeting at 10 on October 10 at 7 p.m.
So, hey guys, at the school board meeting. Hey Mike,
Alright, just keep us in touch.
Mike,
Not only
yeah.
with the board meeting, anything comes up.
Mike, Hashem. Let me see that again. So like we said, with the opt-out forms, we've ran out of them. Alhamdulillah, that's a good sign. But when you guys come to the school board meeting, we would have a lot of them over there. Just to let you guys know, so whoever never got one, we'll do them over there. And anybody that has more than one kid, just make copies of them. And we'll do PDFs online so you guys can print them at home. We'll put them on Facebook, we'll have them everywhere for the ones that can't show up.
You can get it from the school.
I think you got enough of them.
لا لا هلا على الفيديو هلا ريكورد